Hi guys, it's been nearly 3 years since Fanatec released their first direct drive racing bundle, the CSL DD and the GT DD Pro, but since then there's been a number of newer wheels coming onto the market, and with Fanatec having a number of issues with supply chain and short-term cash flow, plus the announcement that Corsair are negotiating with Fanatec for a possible takeover. So is the Fanatec CSL DD and GT DD Pro still worth it in 2024? I'll take you through the design of the wheelbases, testing the racing experience, highlighting any pros and cons, and I'll compare it with some other alternative brands out there close to that price range, giving you my final thoughts on whether it's still worth getting. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. The CSL DD and the GT DD Pro are literally identical direct drive wheelbases, meaning it's essentially a motor on which you can mount your steering wheel, which gives strong, incredibly smooth and detailed force feedback. Performance on both these wheelbases is identical, with the CSL DD being PC and Xbox compatible, with the Xbox support coming from an encryption chip inside the wheel, whereas the GT DD Pro is PC, PlayStation and Xbox compatible, as the encryption chip for the PlayStation compatibility is in the wheelbase, hence why with this level of compatibility it comes in at an additional price. There's two power options available which are controlled by the power adapter. The smaller one you get in the bundle provides 5 Newton meters of torque, and the boost kit takes the torque levels up to 8 Newton meters, with that costing around 150 euros, but you can buy a third-party boost kit from AliExpress at a fraction of the cost. But just to note, any issues associated with using a third-party power adapter will void your warranty. On the Fanatec website, there's a number of different bundles for the CSL DD 5 Newton meter bundles, which start from around 480 euros and goes up to just under 680 euros, which all include CSL pedals but have different wheels. The bundle with the 8 Newton meter boost kit is just under 800 euros, with the CSL Elite steering wheel, McLaren GT3 V2 and the CSL Elite pedals V2, which comes with a load cell kit. There's two bundle options for the GT DD Pro, so the 5 Newton meter bundle is just under 700 euros and the one with the 8 Newton meters is just under 800 euros, and both bundles come with the CSL pedals. Taking a closer look at the wheelbases, they look very similar in design and construction. The front and back is made of strong plastic and the sides are metal, which acts as a heat sink, hence why it's pretty heavy. There's notches on the sides and at the bottom used for mounting purposes, where you'd place the provided T-nuts in there to allow you to easily mount it on a sim cockpit. They both have a power button at the front, but I'd say the GT DD Pro has a slightly better design than the CSL DD, as it allows the T-nut near the button to go all the way along to match the top. On the front you have the connection point for the wheel, which has a solid feel to it. Turning this you get a notchy feel, but that's only the case while the wheelbase is off. These wheelbases use the QR1 quick release system for connecting a Fanatec steering wheel to the wheelbase, but there is an upgraded version which is a QR2, which they say reduces mechanical noise while driving and improves force feedback detail, but this would be an additional cost, which personally I don't think is really worth it at this power level. At the back of the GT DD Pro, you've got the Fanatec logo and a distinctive blue ring indicating the PlayStation compatibility, whereas the CSL DD just has the Fanatec logo. Ports are literally the same on both the wheelbases, with them having 4 RJ12 ports for additional peripherals, so shifter 1, shifter 2, pedals and a handbrake, together with a power input and a Type-C port where the other end connects to your PC or console. But with the CSL DD, there's an additional Type-C port, which is the data port intended for future Fanatec peripheral products, but this isn't used at the moment. So if you were deciding on which wheelbase to go for, have a think about which platform you intend to use it on and the games you want to play, as there's some exclusives not available on PC and some not available on console. So for example, if you wanted to play Gran Turismo 7, that's an exclusive on PlayStation only, whereas something like Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5 are available on both Xbox and PC, whereas iRacing is PC only, but there are many other games available across all platforms, like Assetto Corsa Competizione, Formula 1 and Dirt 5, to name a few. In terms of wheels, there's quite a few wheels available in Fanatec's ecosystem, with prices starting from 120 euros going up to a massive 1500 euros, with a good selection available together with a great build quality. But when choosing, keep an eye on the supported compatibility together with bundle options offering discounts. I've got the CSL Elite steering wheel McLaren GT3 V2, which is a full-size replica using the McLaren GT3 race cars. There's a small OLED display which displays the current gear you're in, and this screen also works in conjunction with the controls on there, so you can flip between the different wheel profiles and customize a lot of the settings available via Fanatec's control panel app on a PC without the need for having a PC. It has a good solid build to it and has a great feel while you're racing. On the back you have dual clutch magnetic paddle shifters. On the top you have the rocker type paddles made from anodized aluminium, allowing up and down shifting. On the bottom you have your multifunctional analog paddles for clutch bite point mode, handbrake mode, brake and throttle mode, and mappable axis mode. On the face you have 12-way switches and rotary encoders, which are all in easy reach. Onto the GT DD Pro wheel, which is designed by Polyphony Digital, who are the developers of Gran Turismo. It's developed especially for the Gran Turismo games, but will work with the majority of racing games. It has a shallow D shape with a 280mm diameter with rubber grips around the rim and a blue center marker. It's made from plastic but reinforced with fiberglass to make this solid, and you have the Gran Turismo logo in the center. There's an LED screen which displays in white. To the side you have the tuning button where you can switch between your profile settings, and above that is a rev counter which has been diffused to yellow, red and blue. It has the PlayStation buttons and a unique array of 4 5-way directional sticks, allowing you to individually adjust the traction control, brake balance, etc. There's paddle-like buttons for the L2 and L3 and R2 and R3. On the back you have the paddle shifts, which are made of plastic and have a clicky sound when you use them. Then there's the plastic twist lock mechanism, but you can upgrade to a quick release adapter, but that's an additional €100. But this is just fine and it won't cause much trouble, especially if you only have one wheel for the base. Onto the pedals, and there's a number of pedals on offer, with the cheapest one being the CSL pedals. They can be easily adjusted if you wanted them closer together. It's constructed of heavy steel and you have plastic pedal plates that can be adjusted higher if required. You get a brake and accelerator. The brake has a stiffer spring combined with a PU foam dampener working off the distance travelled. So for the brake, it's not like the brake on a real car, which is what a load cell kit would give you, and that works off the pressure you put on it, but you do have the ability to upgrade to a load cell. But personally I did find it was a bit too stiff. Alternatively, you could go for the higher end Club Sport pedals V3, which come pre-assembled, made of aluminium with a solid build quality. There's 3 pedals, so a clutch, brake and throttle. The brake pedal has a 90kg adjustable load cell, providing a realistic braking experience with adjustable brake stiffness without the need for any tools. The throttle pedal has a vibration motor to indicate rear wheel spin and oversteer. There's also a vibration motor in the brake to simulate ABS and indicate locking tyres. If you do have the extra budget, I'd say definitely get these, as they give the best racing experience. Looking at other accessories, and you do have the Club Sport shifter, which has the option of switching between either the H pattern mode or sequential mode, with both working pretty well. And then there's the Club Sport handbrake too, and as these connect directly to a wheelbase, which in turn allows them to be used on a console, which is excellent. Moving on to compatibility, software and customization, there's a Fanatec app for PC, which is the Fanatec control panel. This has customization available on all the different accessories, and you have the ability of changing settings directly from the wheel, which works well. They've even introduced an Android and iOS app, allowing you to make changes on the fly from your mobile, and you can even use your phone as a racing display, which is pretty cool. But this functionality is only supported on a PC and not on a console, as it requires you to have the Fanatec Tray app installed, which is now part of the control panel installation package. But really, they should have introduced Bluetooth connectivity on the wheelbases, allowing you to connect to them directly from your phone and make adjustments without the need for having the Fanatec Tray app. Onto racing on the CSL DD and GT DD Pro, and seriously, the experience is identical on both the wheelbases, with the wheelbases being very quiet even after playing for a few hours. The general racing experience on them is really good, with it being very smooth, refined, giving a lot of details from bumps, curbs and the track itself. You can feel the force feedback accurately from the track as you're going around corners, with it feeling very realistic. Torque levels feel very strong compared to the budget Logitech range of wheels, but I definitely say it's worth investing a little bit more and getting the boost kit to take it to 8 Newton meters. Onto the pedals, Fanatec CSL pedals feel great. They have a solid feel, made from heavy steel with no sideways play. The accelerator is nice and smooth, with the brake having a stiffer spring, combined with the PU foam dampener, providing more of a realistic progressive feeling. The clutch kit is optional, and you'd only need this if you're using a shifter. Overall, the racing experience feels awesome on both these wheelbases, and it really is the best way to play racing games. Now onto the competitors, with the main one being Mozza. They're relatively new to the sim racing market, being around for a couple of years now, but they've gone in seriously hard in the market, growing their ecosystem quickly in a relatively short period of time. Their wheelbases look very similar in design to Fanatec's, with their build quality being just as good, if not better than Fanatec's, providing an even better quick release mechanism for their wheels, together with a good level of customization on their wheelbases, either via a PC or on their app via Android and iOS, allowing you to make changes on the fly from your mobile with a connection to the wheelbase using Bluetooth. The main negative with Mozza is a lack of console support, but this may be changing soon with the up and coming release of their new R3 wheelbase, which supports both PC and Xbox, with the support being via an encryption chip in the wheel. So if there were other Xbox wheels introduced, which wouldn't surprise me, then those wheels will instantly make any of the existing wheelbases compatible with Xbox 2, which is great. But there's still no news on PlayStation support, but you could use one of these adapters from Brook called the Ras1ution 2, which allows you to use it with an Xbox or PlayStation. But the experience is a little bit inconsistent with the wheel and the game, depending on the platform you're playing on, but it does give you a short-term solution, which is generally not bad. Also worth me mentioning Camus with their C5 and C12. These have direct drive motors too, but these are built into the back of the wheels, taking up much less space and working really well on there. You get some customization on their wheels via their PC app or on their mobile app, which is available on both Android and iOS, allowing you to make changes on the fly from your mobile with a connection to the wheelbase using Bluetooth. Negatives wise, the ecosystem is limited here, together with upgrade options, as the C5 is not upgradable and only the rim of the C12 can be upgraded. There's no native console support, but you could use the Ras1ution 2 from Brook to give you Xbox or PlayStation support. But again, the experience is a little bit inconsistent with the wheel and the game, depending on the platform, but it does give you a way to play on a console. So both Mozza and Camus are good alternatives to Fanatec, with certain bundles offering an even cheaper price range. So in summary, is the Fanatec CSL DD and DD Pro racing wheelbases still worth it? It's a tough one, as Fanatec struggled with supply and demand, with people waiting months to get their hands on a wheelbase and customers reporting poor levels of support when things go wrong. I really dislike the idea of the boost kit to increase power, as they should just sell the wheelbase with the bigger power adapter. For me, that's just a bit of a scam, considering you can pick up an equivalent power adapter from AliExpress for a third of the price. I also feel they've been a little bit slow in the innovation of their products, with companies like Mozza introducing products with a really good quick release mechanism and a number of wheelbases with various power options, together with Bluetooth connectivity to their wheelbases, allowing you to quickly connect them to make adjustments on the fly. But this additional competition has been good for Fanatec, helping to push them along, encouraging them to introduce more products and lower their prices, together with them working hard to improve their supply and demand issues. They still hold all the cards in terms of platform support, with them able to cover PC, Xbox and PlayStation, but with what's been going on in the news at the moment, the future is still a little bit uncertain for Fanatec, because if they get bought out by Corsair, it will be hard to tell what direction the company will be going in. So at this moment in time, I'd say it's probably worth waiting another 6 months to see how Corsair develop things before you jump in to get their CSL DD DD or the GT DD Pro. But remember, the day Mozza gets console support on both Xbox and PlayStation, that could potentially be the end of Fanatec, as those guys are taking over to become leaders in the sim racing market. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing one of these Fanatec wheelbases. Details for all the items I've mentioned in today's video are in the description below, including purchasing links. And if you have any questions, then let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you think the CSL DD and GT DD Pro are still worth it. For those of you who've got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with Fanatec, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on my socials, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.